Jurassic World Rebirth introduced us to a brand new genome type to the franchise, known as mutants. These mutant creatures were showcased not too much throughout Jurassic World Rebirth, but enough to have a noticeable presence. Mainly, we have the Mutadon and the Distortus Rex. Both of these mutants are expected to be failed hybrid dinosaurs, but what if they were something different? In today's video, we're specifically going to be talking about the Mutadon, the smaller mutant of the two that appeared in Jurassic World Rebirth. But more specifically, we're going to discuss whether or not it lived up to the hype of the creature being a thing, or it should have just been something else, which personally, I think it should have done. Jurassic World Rebirth has just hit $650 million at the worldwide box office right now, and it still has at least 2 weeks left to go at the box office, as well as debuting in Japan on August 8th. So there's still a lot of time to get enough money and revenue going, although it does need to hit the heights of $972 million to have anything of a chance of averaging $1 billion per movie in this franchise. That seems rather unlikely at this point in time. But as someone who has seen Jurassic World Rebirth a total of 18 times now, I feel as though I have well-rounded opinions based on the movie. And today, my opinion, or discussion shall I say, is going to be talking about the Mutadon. So if you're excited for today's video, why not leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here for your daily dose of Jurassic and informative content here on YouTube. But for now, let's get into why the Mutadon should have actually been something else in Jurassic World Rebirth. So Jurassic World Rebirth was the very first movie in the whole entire franchise to introduce us to mutant dinosaurs. That's at least what we're calling them. These guys are basically just failed hybrid experiments, judging by what we can hear and see throughout Jurassic World Rebirth. It's clear that the Distortus Rex was supposed to be an Indominus Rex, but came out as a failed Tyrannosaurus, and the Mutadon is a mix between a flying reptile and also a raptor, presumably the Quetzalcoatlus and the Velociraptor. So these mutants aren't just dinosaurs, they are also failed hybrid dinosaurs as well, so we're still bringing back the era of hybrids. But this movie was set out to explore what these mutants are, and throughout Jurassic World Rebirth we were supposed to uncover a hidden mystery from InGen, aka the mutants. But Jurassic World Rebirth didn't really feel like that. It felt like they kind of just added the mutants for the sake of having something new and interesting, maybe even some new toys to sell as well. So when we were promised with the addition of mutants, we were expecting a lot of Distortus Rex action, a lot of Mutadon action, but we just didn't really get that. We barely got the Distortus Rex until the final act, and we barely got the Mutadon until the final act as well. So a lot of it was just kind of underwhelming. But nevertheless, I'm saying that right now, just after Jurassic World Rebirth has released and is still in cinemas. Come back here in maybe 3 or 6 years time, I might not be saying the same thing, because maybe the mutants will be reintroduced in Rebirth's sequel and trilogy ender. But from a single perspective focusing on Rebirth, the mutants were very underwhelming. But for me personally, more so the Mutadon. I feel like this guy was just the most underwhelming out of the two, and yes, it was a cool enough addition to the franchise. You know, we didn't think it would fly, but suddenly it started flying. It's very strong. It's clearly just an oversized raptor with wings. The one agreement that I see across multiple communities is that there's no real point for them. Before I went into Jurassic World Rebirth, I was more excited to see the Mutadons than the Distortus Rex. As soon as I left that cinema, I realised that the Distortus Rex was much better than the Mutadon. So my opinion on those two completely flipped after watching the movie. And that's because I have a very common opinion here that the Mutadon should have just been a Velociraptor. I see this time and time again in my comments on social media via Twitter or Instagram or even TikTok. The Mutadon should have just been a Velociraptor. Like, picture this. Picture the whole sequence with the Mutadons. Everything that would have happened, besides maybe the scene where it kills a Velociraptor and flies away, could have just literally been done by the Velociraptor. The Velociraptor model of Jurassic World Rebirth is probably the second best, or maybe even the first best, dare I say, of the whole entire franchise behind Jurassic Park 3's designs. But the only scenes we got of it was blurry depth of field in the background at night, so you don't even at least get to see the colours of this creature. So that was very disappointing. So of course a lot of people are very heartbroken to see the fact that these beautiful creatures weren't used in the movie, and further on their scenes were actually cut down from the movie as well, which we're hoping to see in the deleted scenes once the movie comes to streaming. But again, think about the Mutadon scenes and literally just replace the Mutadon with a Velociraptor. It would have been better and much more fitting. It's clear that the sequence with the petrol station was to pay homage to the sequence in Jurassic Park's kitchen scene. So why have a Mutadon there when it's perfectly set up to have another Velociraptor? But many of you guys may literally just be thinking, oh, but Swerve, we had a Velociraptor, we saw it in the background, that's good enough for me. Well, we're supposed to actually have a bit more Velociraptor action in Jurassic World Rebirth. Well, actually, action is a bit of a strong word to use. In trailer 1 of Jurassic World Rebirth, we actually get to see a two-headed Velociraptor in a cryochamber tube. Something we were hoping would maybe break out later on in the movie, or at the very least appear in the movie, but once you saw Jurassic World Rebirth, it was nowhere to be seen. Well, actually, if you do watch the movie in Screen X format, which is the screen where you basically have one center and then two other big screens on the right and left, that format for some reason showcases the two-headed Velociraptor. So it wasn't really cut from the movie, it was just filmed off screen and only in the Screen X format. So when we did see the two-headed Mutadon later on in trailer 2, we just thought it was replaced to avoid spoilers for the Mutadon. But now it's clear as day that we actually had a two-headed Mutadon and a two-headed Velociraptor at the same time. But the question remains, why weren't any of those used? We suspect that the Mutadon and the Velociraptors were supposed to fight in the movie, but not quite in the way that we did get to see. There was supposed to be a fight at the petrol station, and that's the deleted sequence that we believe we'll eventually get to see once the movie comes to streaming. But over on Twitter, going by the name of @_boringshot, he took to Photoshop to create an incredible looking image of a two-headed Velociraptor in this petrol station sequence instead. And my goodness, does it look a lot more terrifying than the Mutadon. Don't get me wrong, the Mutadon is cool, you can see it inflated its air sac in its neck. You can definitely see the Indoraptor inspiration behind it, but looking at the two-headed creature just looks so good. He's also gone ahead and created another image here where we get to see it from the side and we get to see more of the Jurassic Park 3 style, and it looks relatively normal, right? But there's actually an extra arm dangling on the side as well, just to make this creature look even more interesting and showcase that it is a failed creature from the side and not just from the front. Something that I have said in many videos now is the fact that I think that the mutant dinosaurs just weren't necessary. And that's not just me being rude, that's me going down the line of saying that maybe just having mutations on these dinosaurs would have looked a lot better. Imagine this, right? The Distortus Rex, it's very cool. It's a failed Tyrannosaurus and you can see it with the T-Rex skull and the two little claws at the front. You can see that it is a failed Tyrannosaurus. But the Mutadon, it actually just literally looks like a hybrid dinosaur. And sure, it may be a little bit more successful of a hybrid dinosaur, but if you want to go down the route of adding failed experiments, I say this time and time again, add features to normal dinosaurs to show that they have clearly gotten something wrong. Before we even got to know what the Distortus Rex would look like, I brought up the early renditions of the Indoraptor artwork before Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom was even in production. The Indoraptor was supposed to look a lot more ugly, have warts all over its face, saliva coming out of its mouth. That to me screams more of a mutant dinosaur than what we got with the Mutadon. So imagine, instead of the Mutadon, we actually got a two-headed Velociraptor that was so much more aggressive than any Velociraptor ever seen. That, my friends, would have been so much cooler in my opinion. That's not me writing off the Mutadon, I still think having a Mutadon would have been really cool, but seeing a two-headed Velociraptor, something that makes you a little bit uncomfortable to just look at, my goodness, would that have gone down so well. So personally speaking, having mutations on dinosaurs would have been and suited a much better aesthetic for Jurassic World Rebirth and to explore the quote-unquote mutant era of dinosaurs, rather than mutant dinosaurs themselves. Don't get me wrong, I know there are some people out there who just prefer, normal standard dinosaurs that we've explored, but honestly, I don't mind a new dinosaur here and there. This is a different universe after all, so it's not far-fetched to say that they discover a new dinosaur in their universe. But on this occasion, having a Velociraptor, a two-headed Velociraptor, with deformed extra limbs or something of the sort, and with a very aggressive trait, I think that would have been much better suited than to have the Mutadon in Jurassic World Rebirth. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen. This artwork by Boring Shot looks so good, and honestly, I had to showcase it in a video. I had to. It looks amazing. This is something that I actually want to see in the future of Jurassic. Unfortunately, I don't think we're ever going to get that because I think the mutant dinosaurs are here to stay, but seeing mutations on dinosaurs, natural dinosaurs like Velociraptor, like T-Rex, personally, I think would have been a lot better. The whole idea of having a two-headed creature is actually quite natural in nature. We see it somewhat commonly as well. It fits the aesthetic of Jurassic World Rebirth, and I think having mutations would have been a lot better than mutant dinosaurs. But I'm interested to know what you guys think, so head on down to the comments and let me know your thoughts and opinions on having these two-headed Velociraptors instead of the Mutadon in Jurassic World Rebirth. But if you've got nothing to say, then why not just leave down a dinosaur emoji for the sake of engagement? Don't forget to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new around here, but most importantly, make sure you're all staying safe out there, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye bye. Hey, did you enjoy the video? Well, why not leave a like and subscribe for more Jurassic content? I appreciate every single one of you for reaching this point into the video and supporting me this far. If you wish to support me even further, then feel free to head on down to the description where you can find links to donate, my Patreon, and you can also press that join button to become a member here on YouTube and gain access to some awesome emojis. A massive thank you to all of the YouTube members for this month, as well as the amazing fans over on Patreon too. Your extra bit of support really goes a long way. But for now, I wish you a great rest of your day.